Local coverage you can count on continues with Glenn Marini's Sports Report. Sports coverage you can count on.
This coming Sunday, the NBA All-Star Game will be played down in Indianapolis. But did you know the first All-Star Game played in the state of Indiana wasn't in Indy, but right here in the Summit City? Yeah, Fort Wayne hosting the third ever NBA All-Star Game back in 1953, bringing the best of the basketball world under one roof for one night in Northeast Indiana.
Well, for one night, we were the capital of the sports world. I mean, little old Fort Wayne. There was nothing else going on that night. I think it was a Tuesday night. But if there'd have been ESPN, we'd have been all over it.
On January 13th, 1953, the NBA All-Star Game was set in the Summit City thanks to the deep pockets of Fort Wayne Pistons owner Fred Zollner.
Well, the Coliseum had just been built, so it was the hot new building in the league. And Fred Zollner paid $18,000 to land the All-Star Game, and part of it was he told the league that he would send the company plane out to collect everybody to bring them all to the game. So the plane left at like 4 a.m. to start picking up people in Philadelphia and Boston and New York City, and then brought them all back, including all the media, who absolutely loved it. This was the first really big sellout crowd for the Coliseum. Fort Wayne was about 135,000 people at the time, and you think about 10,000, more than 10,000 came to the game on a weeknight. That's pretty good. I mean, that's a pretty good trick.
The NBA's first superstar, George Mikan, was named the game's MVP, leading the West to a 79-75 win. Don Barksdale also made headlines that night, breaking a barrier.
Don was the first African-American player to play in an All-Star game, and he was one of the first four African-American players in the NBA. What was kind of strange is that three of them played their first game in the NBA in Fort Wayne, which was kind of on purpose too. They wanted to get them into an environment that they knew wouldn't be threatening, and they could just relax and play and get the jitters out of the way. They didn't want them going to St. Louis or anything like that, because St. Louis was a totally different town that way. There's a lot of great things that happened in Fort Wayne that rippled nationally and internationally. I mean, it was a great game too. Everybody said that they might see a game equal someday, but they'll never see an All-Star game that topped it. And the next year in New York City, it went to overtime. You know what I mean? But it really helped build momentum for the game to make the All-Star game really an event to look forward to.
During the All-Star Game in Fort Wayne, the NBA also negotiated its first national TV contract, legitimizing the league and setting it up for success in years to come. I'm Glenn Marini, and that is your local sports report.